Good day once again from the headquarters of Epos. To my left, actually my right hand, is Norbert Heiskes. The right hand doesn't get used much because I'm left-handed. What we're doing today is we want to talk a bit about the ES-28. In the spirit of all good things come in threes. This is now the third model in our Epos series. After we introduced the small ES-7N last year, it was time. Basically, it's a larger floor-standing speaker to create. We presented it at the high end. It's available. And in this video, we would like to show you more or less briefly how to set them up. And I also want to add a few comments with how to best position them. It's a floor speaker. A floor-standing speaker means you shouldn't place it in a 12 square meter room. Rather, the room should be appropriately sized. We have tuned the speaker in such a way that they might indeed be a bit easier to set up compared to many other speakers of the same size. That has to do with it, that we have a very flat response in the bass. So actually we even have a slight drop, just taking into account what the room adds to it. You can't really design a speaker in outer space, but usually it will be standing on the floor as a floor-standing speaker, not hangout window. It's a classic three-way speaker, white three-way, because so far we've mostly only done two-way. One reason is that everyone said, can you only do two-way? I would also have to make a three-way. On the other side, the usual configuration with two 18s and a tweeter as a Diapolito or as a 2.5-way. It does have technical disadvantages. As for the radiation pattern, and that ultimately became a three-way speaker, the components are actually almost identical to those in the other two models. The tweeter is identical to the tweeter from the ES-7 and ES-14. The mid-range driver is based on the chassis of the ES-7 with slight adjustments as a mid-range driver. The bass house speakers are based on the bass house speakers of ES-14, but with a changed parameter set and a changed membrane to be optimized for bass reproduction. The bass reflex port is underneath this time. That means the speaker is a bit higher on spikes. You can also easily place the speaker on the floor without spikes. So the openings that we have more or less then have are enough to avoid losses at the bass reflex port. In terms of placement, as already mentioned, the speaker is definitely simpler than many others. If you look at the back, you'll see a few connection terminals. That's how it is typically with EgoSight. Nana. I hate these binding posts and spades because they always cause trouble. And you can also see a kind of flap at the back, service flap. Behind it is actually the crossover that we have externalized to protect them, avoid too much sound pressure inside the speaker. With small speakers, it's better not enough space, but with the larger ones, we definitely have the room to place the frequency storage accordingly. To show you now is then how to unpack the speaker, a few details. And then I hope you have a lot of fun with it and enjoy the music, as they say. Thank you.